Hello, my name is Frank Cordova, and I am an apprentice Colorado Master Gardener with the Colorado State University Extension Office in Pueblo County. I'm here today at the beautiful Miracle Community Garden on a beautiful October afternoon. What I will be doing today is I'll be using some regular garden tools and showing the process of kind of taking care of the garden for the season at my garden plots. There's still some stray garlic in here, and I'll be planting some garlic also. So let's get started. We're going to speed right through this garden cleanup process in the video. The whole garden cleanup took 45 minutes to an hour. There are many safety concerns when working in the garden, whether it's during cleanup or while planting or doing any other activities. The first measure of safety is to use gloves. You'll want to use the appropriate type of gloves for your purposes and budget. I like the type that are a sort of woven glove with plastic or vinyl coverings over the palm and fingers. Tools that I like to use during the garden cleanup process include pruners. There are loppers, which are also called two-handed pruning shears or long-handled pruning shears. There are also single-handed pruners. There are two main types of pruners. One is called the bypass, and another is called anvil. They are used for different purposes in the garden. The loppers I'm using are a bypass type of pruner. They are the most common type. I cut back most of the annual plants, including flowers like marigolds and zinnias, and other plants like tomatoes, and seeded carrot stems that are dried out and dead. I cut back annual plants at the soil level rather than pulling them from the root in order to keep the roots intact in the soil. The dying roots will feed soil organisms and enhance soil fertility. There might also be trip hazards or other objects that you could stumble over, run into, fall on, and so on. So make sure to keep your eye out. Though listening to music can be fun, to keep your focus, I don't recommend listening to loud music when working in the garden, especially not with headphones. Also, you'll want to keep an eye out for insects like spiders or bees that can bite if you're not careful. Usually though, if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. If you're working in the sun for quite a few minutes or hours even, you'll want to make sure to use sunblock if you need to, especially if you have pale skin. Also, take breaks and get out of the sun to avoid heat exhaustion or sunstroke. Make sure to keep hydrated also. Other safety concerns in the garden, besides thorny plants and sharp objects like the pruning shears you're working with, include blunt objects like rebar or possible nails or splinters in wood or trellises that you're working with, or the wires for tomato cages. All done with the garden cleanup, let's get to planting the garlic. I've cleared out my garden plot for the most part. There's still some things on the top of the soil, but this is plenty good enough to plant garlic in. So in order to do this, I'm just going to pick a spot here somewhere along the line of this soaker hose that's already ready to go for next year, so that when it starts growing, it'll get water automatically. I just use this garlic bulb that I harvested from my garden last year and just breaking off pieces from it like you would if you were going to cook it, but you don't want to remove all of the skin. You want to try and keep as much of the skin on there as you can. It's okay if some comes off, but you want to leave a lot of the skin on there when you plant it. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a spot over here. Let's see, there's some stems in the ground right here that'll make it difficult to grow or plant right there. But I'm going to pick right next to that stem. So we use this bulb planting tool, and we just take it and we start pushing into the ground, just pushing and twisting. And what that's going to do is make a big hole, and then it's going to trap a lot of that soil right inside there, and it's going to stay inside until we're ready to take it out. And I'm going to loosen up the wall of this hole a little bit to give some of the roots and things some room to grow. And as I do that, a little bit of the soil is going to fall back into the hole, but that's okay. And so what we're going to do with this garlic clove when we plant it is this top pointy end is the end where the garlic is going to come out. And there's a sort of a flatter end on the bottom where the root is going to grow. So we're going to put that bottom end into this hole right here. And we want it to be completely submerged by soil. It's not like other bulbs like irises or other types of bulbs that are mainly for flowers, where you want part of it to be sticking out of the soil. You want garlic to be completely submerged. Now we're going to take this soil that we took out of the hole, and we're going to take it and we're going to put it right on top of that garlic clove that we just planted and cover it up completely. That was planting garlic. If you want some seed, you might want to check out the All Pueblo Grows seed lending library at the Rawlings Library. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please message us at the Colorado Master Gardeners with any questions.